the 20th to the 1st of July in San Diego, USA. Among these, an inspired Uganda men's team that secured their spot after a hard-fought 9-8 win over Kenya last year.
Nestled in the heart of Africa, Uganda is not only known for its natural beauty, but also for its passion for sports. Lacrosse, a game deeply rooted with over 30 years' worth of history, is slowly making an impact in this vibrant nation. It all began with a group of dedicated individuals from Fields of Growth International who introduced lacrosse to Uganda back in 2009. Fueled by a passion for the game, they worked tirelessly to form the Uganda Lacrosse Association. Lacrosse in Uganda initially started out as a sport incorporated into school programs, but eventually soared into an independent sport recognized by World Lacrosse in 2020. Since their phenomenal inaugural appearance in the World Lacrosse Championships in 2014, the Uganda men's team has been making waves on the international stage. Against all odds, they showcased their skills and determination, leaving a lasting impression on lacrosse enthusiasts worldwide. Their journey to being the first African country to compete at the World Lacrosse Championship inspired a documentary known as Kando Te.
How fast can you move your feet? We currently have 6 lacrosse balls on the continent of Africa.
First time in Uganda lacrosse history, we get to announce your national team.
It makes me forget everything.
So you might be the fastest, but are you the fastest with somebody sprinting next to you? Show them that you come from the toughest place, and it makes the toughest men.
With each passing tournament, the Uganda men's lacrosse team, also known as Lacrosse Cranes, has steadily climbed the ranks. This year, they will be participating in the World Lacrosse Championships for the 3rd time in San Diego, USA, from June 20th to July 1st. Amid financial struggles, their resilience and dedication has paid off, earning them a Ugandan shillings 130 million sponsorship boost from the government of Uganda. However, it is understood that the team is still $30,000 short on their travel expense budget and is still seeking out sponsorship. The men's lacrosse championships that run every 4 years commenced in 1967, with Australia, USA, Canada, and England being the only participating states. USA is currently the defending champion of the competition.
Now, to give us more information on the Lacrosse Cranes' journey to the championships, we are joined by the team's general manager, Brian Kwesiga, live from Washington, D.C. Brian, good to see you, looking well as always. Now, let's start here, Brian. Tell us about the Uganda men's lacrosse team's preparations for the upcoming Lacrosse World Championships.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you so much for having me, and greetings to our viewers. It's a pleasure for me to come and speak to Ugandans about the game of lacrosse. I know it's a new game in the country, and many people, when I first talked to them, they said, the lacrosse, you mean like the cross that goes on the church and that kind of stuff. So thank you for having me. The journey has been an interesting one. Like you already recounted before I just came on. It's really a journey of resilience. And right now, the team has been preparing. They just finished a training camp for a week last week. So they are really in the final stages. And also here we're in the final stages of making sure they have everything they have, making sure the equipment has arrived, and trying to secure the last minute sponsorships that we need to make them to have a successful run in the tournament.
Right, now, Brian, probably share with us some insights into the men's team training regimen and how it has been tailored to prepare for such a high-profile tournament.
So we have, they're being assisted by American coaches. The head coach is a Ugandan. He has played in all previous Uganda tournaments. He was the captain of the 2014 team. He in 2014 in Denver. He played in 2018 in Israel. He played in the Israel Premier League, and actually his coach in Israel ended up becoming Uganda's head coach for the 2018 tournament when they went to Israel. and he was also the head coach of the under-21 team that went to Ireland last year. He was the head coach when they beat Kenya 9-8, and actually the person who happened to be coaching the Kenyan team is the man who was his head coach in 2018. So he defeated he went one-on-one with his former mentor and beat him by one score. So I think he's right man to be leading the Ugandan team, and his name is Mr. Patrick Oriana. So we believe we have the right people, the right support of coaching that they need. We have the right coaches, and he's being assisted by Mr. Samuel Toa. Samuel Toa is one of the original players of the game as well. When it came to Uganda about 13 years ago, he has also been assisting as well. So we really believe we have a high caliber team. We have a high caliber coaching team based on the experience I just listed that they have. They've been in a training camp for the last 1 week. They have been also having training sessions, weekly training sessions, sometimes every couple of days. And when they depart Uganda on June 16th, they will arrive in San Diego June 17th. The actual opening ceremony is not until June 31st, and then they don't play their first game until June the 23rd, which will be a Friday. So they have almost 6 weeks to, first of all, get over the jet lag, and then do some practice matches with some teams. I think Scotland is one of the teams they have scheduled to play as a practice match. So we really believe that we are giving the team the best support that we can, both in terms of training, in terms of logistics, in terms of finances, that we possibly can. And we just encourage more Ugandans to get engaged in this sport, to give us their support, and let's fly the Ugandan flag high.
And many people might think, it might be a walk in the park for you when you get to the competition, but that will hardly be the case. Now, for the team at the championships, considering the level of competition they'll be facing, how tough do you think it will be, and what are the expectations for the team?
I think it will be very tough. Like I saying, lacrosse is new in Uganda. The team has only been to 4 tournaments. We don't have a local league that keeps the players engaged. But the way the US has professional lacrosse leagues where their players are playing all the time, and obviously they have the best facilities, the best facilitations. So instead of some of our players now engaging in training and whatever, they have to engage in social media, solicit for sponsorship. So obviously that affects their preparation. But our team is a very resilient team. Ugandans are very resilient. So where they may lack in finances, in resources, they more than make up for it in terms of their sheer determination and resiliency. So it really just becomes a question of experience. And the more of these tournaments that they can get to, the more lacrosse grows in Uganda, the more athletic people we can recruit when they are still young, and they can learn the game when they are still able to learn new tricks. I think the more successful we will become in the future. But for now, we are already a very successful team, considering our short history of about 13 years. We are the best in Africa. We have been since our founding. It's a sport we don't want to lose, and we are glad that the government was able to come in and support us in a very big way. We hope they can still continue supporting us. We still need them because we've not secured all the finances we need. But we hope it's a long-term partnership between the lacrosse team and the Uganda government, and that they can really engage in a high level of caliber support, the way they support other sports like soccer, football, or basketball and netball. Because lacrosse is a very niche sport, and the fact that we are the only country that is going to be representing Uganda means that actually Uganda has very high visibility. When we are playing soccer, other African teams are representing Africa at the World Cup, but the World Lacrosse Championship is the World Cup of soccer. We're the only African team. It happens once every 4 years. So the whole visibility of the African continent, the spotlight is on Uganda. So I believe it's a niche sport that the government can invest in, can get a much more higher return on its investment in terms of the sheer marketing that the team does for the country when they are traveling across the airports and people see them in Ugandan jerseys. Black, yellow, red are very beautiful colors. People want to know where these handsome kids from. everyone will know that they are from Uganda. And of course, people want to visit Uganda after that when they come and play. Like the captain of the under-21 team, Mr. Jojo Gig, when they went to Ireland, he was able to get a college scholarship. He's now in California on a college scholarship. So the rate of return is high, not just for marketing for the country, potential tourism, but also for the human resource development in the country. Our athletes go out there and they get scholarships. They in turn help other family members. So it helps the country a lot.
Brian, I know we are fast running out of time, but let me ask you one final question, maybe that you can quickly answer. We see countries like Finland have had that countries like Finland have had to drop out of participating because of funding, but Uganda's team has remained consistent. What measures have you taken, or have you been taking to overcome financial challenges? You say the government has been helping, but what other support have you been getting?
So, for example, the equipment, lacrosse equipment is very expensive. The sticks they use to play the game, the balls, the helmets, like each individual helmet costs about $300. A team is like 26 people, so we have to get 26 helmets. That's almost $8,000, more than $8,000. But the good thing about the lacrosse community is that it's a very supportive community. It's a very giving community, and lacrosse is a very giving game. The total equipment that we needed was about $40,000. People who love lacrosse in America have been able to donate all that equipment to the team, branding new, including the uniforms. So lacrosse is a very giving game, and I wish many Ugandans could get involved in this game because it's a very giving game. When many other sports that the country engages in, you hear FIFA is going to be kicked out of FIFA for not paying fees. But we don't have that problem in lacrosse because people want to give money to lacrosse. They want Uganda to become better in lacrosse. And for all the tournaments we've been to, Denver 2014, Israel 2018, under 21 Ireland, even the women's team, which had some issues, but they all got funding. And the majority of this funding was from abroad. So the fact that a team like Finland can drop out because of funding, but Uganda can make it, I think that tells you how good of a team Uganda is. That people support it because they see a young team, they see a new country adapting a new sport, and they see how well they are playing it, that they are willing to put their own personal money to make sure that Uganda shows up at World Lacrosse when other more well-established countries, like you mentioned, Finland and others, drop out because of lack of funding. And other countries in South America as well, I think Panama and Jamaica, many of them are not able to come because of funding. They also do crowdfunding like we're doing. But Uganda has been able to somehow attract a high caliber of supporters who see a lot of potential in it. And I want Ugandans, I want the Ugandan government, I want Ugandan citizens also see the same potential in their own people that foreigners see in our country, in our team, in this sport.
Absolutely. Many thanks, Brian. We do wish you and the team the very best of luck. We'll be following you and cheering you on from this side. All the best in all your endeavors and in the lacrosse championships.
John, thank you so much for having me. I hope this is one of many opportunities where you have very many different members of the team so we can continue to publicize this sport and grow it and make Uganda proud. So go Lacrosse Cranes.
Absolutely. Well done, Brian. Well done. Right, let's move on because following the successful 2020